Probably got a notification that it's being live streamed. So just click on yes. And there we go. We are live on YouTube as well. All right, so agenda today. First of all, Karen, good to see you. For anybody who's joining us, please just introduce yourself. Just share with us your name, where you're from, what type of law do you do, and most important, what's one challenge that you're currently dealing with? Something that you've been dealing with either for a while or recently, usually about your law firm. And we could see whether we can put you on the right path. Usually out of these conversations, common issues come up. We'll address it. We had some interesting conversations last time we did this. So we'll see where it goes. I know both me and Hamid have one very direct issue that we're having internally. And also I think we're seeing as a common issue amongst a lot of law firm owners. We'll see whether that comes out organically. If it does, then we'll talk about it and see what we can do about it. All right, so let's start off with Majdi, and then we'll do Elena. And we'll just, I think it does it in order. Very good, Majdi, how are you?
Good. So my name is Majdi Jansen. I work I'm a consumer protection attorney. Lately specializing in credit reporting cases and matters under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. My biggest challenge is bringing in leads. I started a PPC campaign here about 5 weeks ago through somebody that was recommended to me by Sam here. Seems to be very good, very smart guy, but haven't had any conversions yet. And I'm wondering if it probably just needs a little bit more time, or that, the PPC person hasn't advertised for this particular area of law and maybe needed to kind of just take a little bit of time, finding the right search terms and whatnot.
Sure. So troubleshooting things with Google Ads if it's not generating enough leads. First of all, are you targeting your state, or what's your targeting?
No, these are about, I can practice in 9 different states. So I'm live in 9 different states, about 20 different federal jurisdictions.
Okay, so that should be plenty. 9 states is plenty. Second, what's the broadest keyword that somebody has this problem? What are they searching for?
So credit reporting attorney, credit repair attorney. These would be sort of the broad categories, the keywords.
Has Yaheni pulled out a report of the search volumes for that particular keyword in your 9 states?
I think he might have. I mean, it hasn't been shared with me. I know that his guy, Yogan, has recently changed things up with it, and they started using what I think they've seen is that they started using, search terms like sue the particular credit reporting agency and, sue Experian or sue Equifax. And it seems that when you do that, I'm coming up on the top. And that, that was a recent change. That was about a week ago. So again, I understand that, Google has an algorithm. So when you make changes like that you got to give it, I guess, a little bit of time to adjust.
So my mindset is, at this point, it's a shotgun approach. Include as many keywords and ads, create as many, they're called ad sets, but throw as many keywords as you can in there and see what comes out of it. That's his job, but you as an attorney also, what those keywords are, because you know this better than him, and he can also do some keywords, but think about the most complete list, come up with that. And usually I would say within a couple of weeks, it should be at that point pretty clear. At least does it bring you some leads? 5 weeks in, I would want to at least see some leads for sure.
So, some are promising. I mean, part of it is with my particular area of law, I need documents from the client before it ever turns into a case. So, if there's 3 or 4 or 5 promising leads out there, then it's on them to send me the stuff to review it and make sure that they have a case. But I also, on Yohani's advice, I got intaker.com, and I know that you we're testing that. I just went live with that yesterday. Do you have any thoughts on Intaker? I mean, you've used it. Has it worked for you? Or?
Sure. Actually, if people don't know what Intaker is, I saw a couple of these pop up many years ago, but this one seems to be the strongest. So essentially, Intaker is this, it's a lead conversion tool. It basically takes leads and gets qualifying questions answered and gives you their contact information and the answers that they gave. So I am 2 months into using it. Let's take a look. Again, if it makes sense for you, then you could check them out. So here's where it is. Hi, this is Sam Mollaei, managing attorney here at Mollaei Law. We help entrepreneurs just like you start their business without dealing with complicated legal forms. And I wanted to ask you, how can we help you? All you have to do is choose an option below, either whether you're starting a business, whether you need an EIN or an ITIN, or if there's something else. We usually help people start their business. So all you have to do is just choose that option. If you need an EIN, you'll be able to choose that, and there'll be a set of 2 questions you answer, or we can also help you get your ITIN. So go ahead and just choose one of the options below, and we'll help you get it. We'll tell you exactly what to do next. Hi, this is Sam Mollaei. So what that does, this is usually the first question is if you have different practice types. So that's where you create the forks. And then once you create the fork, then your next thing is to ask 2 to 3, max maybe 4 qualifying questions. So for example, if I choose to start a business, well, briefly describe your business. Well, I'm going to start an e-commerce. Great. How much are you looking to invest to start your business? This is for us to qualify the people that have money to want to do this, which is not. So, okay, I have 25K or more. Then it gets their contact information. Basically, just straight up 2 questions. And let me just go through this so you guys can see what it's like. You have to give consent. Now give me your email address. And after that, then I would drive them towards the funnel. So let's just say for this, I want people to just go schedule a call with me. So, hey, schedule a meeting. So it sends them directly to my Calendly to go book a meeting. Or I could have a page where it explains my services and things like that. So to be able to kind of do different things. So that's what it does. So right now, 2 months into using this, collected 260 leads from it. So does it work? Yes, it does work. I'm also collecting data to see how many clients has this helped us sign up, which would be a little bit more indicative of whether it works or not. But it seems so far, I would say, yes, it does work. And it is, from what I've heard from the lawyers who have implemented it and stuck with it, it is a good thing, and it does work. For anybody who wants to check them out, they're called Intaker. I believe I have some kind of referral discount or something with them. If so, if you are interested in it, just email me and I could make the intro directly to the main guy. His name is Joe, to see if you can set it up. Actually, I do have more notes about this. Let me see if I can pull it out. So actually, I have good notes. So I asked them what are the best practice types for this. So they have hundreds of lawyers, and now they have data on what works the best. So family lawyers, personal injury, bankruptcy, criminal, social security, disability, workers' comp, and employment. These are proven to work. They work great. Other than that, I have examples of if you are in those particular practice types, I'll put the links in the chat. Those are different law firm websites that are currently using them successfully. So you could check those out. How much is it? I believe it's $200 a month, $200 or $300 a month, and it has a full Zapier integration, which means you're able to track everything that's going on. Fortunately, I don't want to share because I'm streaming on YouTube right now, but you could see exactly from what pages these leads came in, which is a good indicative, like what are your top SEO pages or the top pages where you get most of your leads. Also, you could collect all the data about what answers they provided. So let's just say the first question that I asked was, what service do you need? Well, I could know with clarity that out of the 200 leads, 100 of them were for business that came from this particular page. 50 of them came from EIN from this particular content page, and this many came from my other service. So based on that, then I could say, hey, well, most of my clients, most of my leads that come to my website are for this one practice type. So let me make my entire website, and let me make more content just about that practice type and just only focus on that. So I'm glad you brought it up, Majdi. And I know I told you let's wait for me to do an analysis, but it seems like that was a good analysis for you to stick with it. Again, with these things is usually 30 days is, can I break even with it? If it's break even, that means it's good. That means at that point you optimize, you collect data and refine it. If you're doing multiple practice types, ideally you narrow it down to one practice type, refine the messaging, add a video to it, all that stuff to kind of make it better and better. And over time, by month 3 and 4, then you'll be profitable. So anybody who hasn't, especially if you have a website that has a lot of, if you do other marketing, like you have SEO or you're doing YouTube or Facebook, whatever, you're doing some out and you get a lot of visitors to your website, then yes, this would be pretty valuable to do. And yeah, Majid, to close it off, I would say stick with it, don't give up, because ultimately the number one source for lawyers these days is still Google Ads. So stick with it. You got to still give yourself a chance. Again, just every week be mindful, like how can I broaden this? If you do get leads that are not qualified, then ask them, hey, what did you search when you found me? To keep a list of those terms. Those become negative keywords. But let's just say for whatever reason, any Chase credit cards, any credit reports from Chase, you can't do. You could add the word Chase as a negative keyword, give that to your Google Ads, and you never show up for somebody who searches for Chase. And over time, you build an ongoing list of keywords that you don't show up for, and you'll be able to make the system better and better. So just stick with it, I would say. It's the big thing. And then second, great, you got Google Ads going, that's going, but now let me go focus my efforts into content. So where can I go produce some content? But that's a whole conversation. But I would say YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, one of those things. Pick one of those channels, and every day we gotta post content there. But yeah, we could have that kind of. I have a feeling that that conversation will come up, and maybe we could explore it deeper. Wonderful. Let's bring on Elena. Elena, estate planning lawyer in the house.
Hey,
how's it going?
Good. I'm in Miami, Florida, and I actually have 2 law firms. I have been doing litigation for a very long time, over 20 years. So I do that under one practice, right? And so that law firm, I do personal injury litigation, that kind of thing. But I also have another law firm, and it's the Legacy Law Firm, and I do estate planning through there, which I love to do. So my biggest challenge right now, Sam, is that because I get a lot of people that want a consultation, they want to talk to me, but I kind of want to teach them a little bit before that, what it's about, what we do. So I want to create like a video, an on-demand kind of thing, where I can send them the link and say, you know what, view this, and then we'll schedule the appointment. So recording that has been a challenge for me because I'm kind of, I don't know, maybe a perfectionist. It doesn't seem to come out the way I want it. So I'm working on that.
Amazing. I'm excited about this one because this one everybody could benefit from, and everybody can do and everybody should do. So let's tap into it. So I think everybody that went through my program is already familiar with Lume, right? Right, Elena? Do you remember Lume?
I remember.
Yeah. And the more that by the way, I got into it like 4 years ago. I literally remember the week that they launched, it was like a beta. And as soon as I saw, I'm like, this is amazing. So I was using it from then. And the more and more I use it, the more I'm like in love with it, the more I use it. Now I'm like, I don't know if you guys have seen, I have this little thing next to my computer that I click, and with clicking it, it starts a Loom video. And I use it now. I've been like literally recording like 20 Loom videos a day. So how to use Loom? First of all, for those that are not familiar with Loom, let me just show what it looks like. It's a little tool that it sits right on your computer. So it's sitting right here. And as soon as you click on it, within 2 clicks, you're recording your screen. Usually you want to move this little camera video view to the top right, because when you're talking and you're looking at your screen, you want people's eyes to go towards whatever you're looking at. So always put it to the top right. And usually the way they use it is whenever you're providing instructions to your team or to your VAs or anybody who needs to do anything, you explain what needs to be done. It's a video, nice, cool video view, and they can see your screen of what you're talking about. And as soon as you press the button, right away, instantly makes you a video page, which is already copied for you. So all you have to do is just paste it into Slack to just provide those instructions to your team. Okay, that's usually the most common use of Loom. And this actually looks like I'm not in my own account somehow. Anyways, so that's the most common use. But this Loom can also be used to send to your leads to get them to watch a video of you, for you to answer the questions and to build a relationship with them. And what's cool about it is it has native buttons that you could create, which I'll show you in a second. Then after you give the answer, you explain whatever, you say, all you have to do is to click the button right here for you to book a free call with me. So we could, get on a call. I could answer any other questions you may have. And yeah, we will get started that way. So I'll go ahead and click that button. So let's do that. So imagine this video that I just recorded. You just say, how long it takes to get your estate planning set up. Okay. And then right here, call to action. You click on that. The URL will be your Calendly or your meeting link. And the button text will be book a call here. Okay. And you save it. And now you're recording your screen. Usually you want to move this little camera. Right now, imagine your leads, as soon as they become a lead, they get a video of you. You're talking to them directly. And it's just literally easy video that you record on your computer, literally behind your computer, just like this. You talk to them. And at the end of the video, you just point to this button. And then when they click on it, they're driven to go book a call with you, or go sign a retainer agreement, or go to an order form to make payment. So the way to do this is to come up with like the top 3 or 5 questions that most of your prospects ask all the time. Usually it's the who, when, where, why questions. How long does it take? What do I need? How do I qualify? When do I not qualify? All those kind of questions. So I would say right now, if you're like feeling inspired, you see the light in the tunnel, write those questions down right now. Okay. In one sitting, you record 3 Loom videos. And as soon as the lead comes in, I would say initially you can do this manually. Just text them or email that video to them. Or you can also set up with active campaign emails and things like that. You can automate as soon as the lead comes in, send them these active campaign emails, which has all these videos in there. And guess what? They get, Corinne, yeah, feel free to join us and ask. Yeah, as soon as they enter your funnel, they become a lead right away. They get these series of 3 to 5 videos that nurtures them and drives them towards your desired action, which is basically funnels 101. Yeah, Corinne.
So I just wanted to clarify, you're recording 3 standard videos, not a video for each lead, correct?
Yes. If you have different practice types, so you would have 3 to 5 videos for each practice type.
Okay.
Yeah, five videos would be amazing.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, right. It's amazing. Like if you do this, you will, first of all, not many people obviously have this set up. So, and again, when your leads are, find you, you're not the only one that they find, but if they see a video of you, they see on camera, you're talking directly, they find it to be really fascinating. And you're making it easy for them to take the next desired action. So that really increases your chance dramatically to get them signed up.
Amazing. Thank you.
No problem. It works like a charm. It works. I've used different tools. I use another tool called Video Ask to do this, but I found Loom to be just the easiest one to just do and just get this call to action set up. So you just do it. It's like one of those things you just set up once, but once you set it up, it's like all your leads get this, and it's really cool. What is that thing to you that you can click? Brent, I'm not sure what you mean. What else do they have? They have transcripts, they have video preferences, different things. I usually don't mess around with those.
You mentioned a button or something on a device sitting next to your computer?
Oh, the Stream Deck.
Oh, Stream Deck. Okay.
Yeah, this basically allows you to have a physical button to do shortcuts, basically. So instead of, for me, it's like literally just click and it's like automatic, just records on it. So it's much easier for me to do it. Other than that, your Loom could store all your trainings. So somebody joins, you just give them access to the entire folder. Go watch these 6 videos, and that has everything you need to know about this, about what we do. So yeah, this is, again, I love it. Using more and more of it. So Elena, I would say just make a goal. Just right now, schedule a time in your calendar, just in one sitting, 5 videos. And then next, like, how do I get this into my funnel automation things? Should I text it to them? Should I email to them as soon as they come in? And how can I automate that? If you're struggling with that, just let me know. I know exactly how to get that done for you. I can set that up for you.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Thanks.
No problem.
Sam, can I jump in real quick?
Please. Yes, Alex.
So with respect to the 5 videos again, I think I missed earlier what you said, like the overall point of the video should be the kind of theme or multiple themes that can be explored, and what should be the goal. I understand the goal is to drive them to a meeting, right? To book a call essentially. But by saying what thematic would you want us to say?
Your intent is to answer their questions, absolve their objections, and provide proof and trust, build up the trust, and don't try to sell them right then and then in the video. You never want to sell in a one-to-one interaction, because you're just pushing them, and then there's no pull. So you build, it's trust building before you get them on a call.
Gotcha.
And we talked about, all the legal funnel students know about proof. If you can provide proof of it, instead of just talking about it, in your last video or in all your videos, if you just go search, literally you're sharing your screen, just go search your law firm name and just go through all the testimonies and read those. That'd be amazing. Yeah. And then let the conversation be your sales, which even the first half of your sales call is not going to be you selling, it's going to be them talking. So you just do everything through questions, and then only maybe in the last 10 minutes, that's when you do the offer, offering the offer. Cool. Wonderful. Let's bring Hamid. While everybody's here, let's bring Hamid. I want to make sure Hamid speaks early and speaks often.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Sam, for very generous comments. I appreciate that. Hello, everybody. As Sam mentioned, I'm also in the legal sector. A little bit different than what Sam is at. We are actually, my company is called Legal Soft Solution. For those of you who are interested to take a look at what we do, just don't get overwhelmed with everything that we do because there's a lot of stuff. But our motto is basically enable the attorneys to practice law while we practice the business. So every aspect of the business operation is what we handle. Everything from virtual staffing with Sam's help, and what we do, we essentially do a lot of virtual staffing all over the country with variety of different skill set on a fixed cost. And then everything in between, from lead generation to lead management to online presence. We manage a lot of law firm social media, all of them pretty inexpensively because we're in it for a long run. I just want to say something in a way where Sam also been very supportive of this, is the understanding of a social media and managing a social media. A lot of the attorneys think of a social media as a place to generate leads, which could be, but that's not our experience. So what we emphasis on the social media is becoming a validation point where you essentially, everybody who wants to work with you, anything from a colleague to a client to, even providers, going to the social media is a place to verify and understand the firm, the personalities behind it, the reputation, their engagement. So the whole concept of the social media posting and the social media management has changed to just be able to, it's almost like having an insurance policy to practice or passing a bar to practice. Now you have to have a very solid, interactive, updated social media to be able to validate your practice. So we've been doing a lot of education stuff in that area and be able to manage, law firm social media. I can't emphasize enough on virtual staffing. We place about 150 legal assistants a month in different firms. And me, myself, I probably have 90 of them working just for us, which the only way we could really scale, because if I was to try to hire 90 people in Los Angeles area, one, I would have already been crazy and been admitted somewhere or kill myself or go broke or all of the above. So there was be impossible for me to scale my own company with the local resources. So that's, we preach a lot on that area, and we have a lot of proofs of concept. Sam is probably one of the biggest advocates of virtual work, virtual staffing in every level.
I keep coming back to him and I'm like, are you sure we don't want to be complete 100% virtual?
I know that's usually our conversation in every single week that we meet. We're arguing how far can you go with the virtual staffing, and Sam is at like 99%. I'm at about 65%, and I don't think I'll probably go to 70 or no more.
We'll
I
see.
still
We'll
get
see.
3 out of 10 people here, but the other 7 can be remote. I don't have a problem with that.
So both me and Hamid are sitting on a lot of data because both of our companies talk to a lot of lawyers on a daily basis, and we get the summaries of that from our team, and then also we take both of that. We also talk it out amongst each other too, and we go back and forth about what's changing, what are the problems that people are dealing with, what they need. So I mean, what has been the number one problem that's very obvious, blatant problem that most law firm owners are dealing with?
There's basically 3. Sam knows I consult with several law firms myself, just to have a relationship with. There's always 3 problems. I can't get enough clients. I can't get enough people to help the clients I get, and I cannot do everything myself. When I say everything, means all the marketing stuff, all the client relationship stuff, all the business stuff, accounting stuff. So those are the 3 things I usually come in. Some firms, I work with one of the largest PI firm in California, has like 270 staff, 65 attorneys. And it's amazing that the problem that he has is exactly the same problem that a solo practitioner has, but just that there's a bunch of zeros in front of everything. That's the only difference. It's like he asked the exact same questions. How do I go from this size to mega size? And how do I hire enough people to take me there? And how do I manage everything? So the firm size doesn't really matter. The problems are always those 3 things. And so it's a challenge, but it's actually a fun one because we help a lot of practices to get over those challenges. By the way, I have a surprise for you, Sam. Since got to be invited to this, one of the products we have, Sam is have some familiarity with it. We create a customizable practice mobile app for every practice that is a complete, it's actually a functional mobile app instead of sort of a useless mobile app. And because of this event Sam is having, anybody who contacts us will be happily to do the entire mobile app for them at no cost, nothing upfront, nothing monthly, just a token for Sam's network. So you're happy to, just contact us and we will definitely make that available for you.
You want to share an email or way people?
Sure. Want me to put it into, can you put them on the text for me, please? My email, and whoever
Yep.
contacts it, I will set them up to receive that mobile app, which is basically replaces a website and a business card and a text message, and enables you to interact with your client at any type of a practice you have.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Let's tap into the staffing problem that I think every law firm owner is dealing with. So either your existing employees are either have recently quit, or if you don't know, they're probably thinking of quitting, or they're underperforming, or you're looking to hire and it's been a couple of months, you've been looking to hire, but it's pretty decent, or when you do hire, they're not sticky enough. So if you're feeling with that, you're not the only one. You know, me and Hamid are both internally dealing with that. Also, all across the board, everybody's dealing with that. In the new book that I'm writing, you know, I call out that problem, and I basically say now that, you know, that's what makes it more important to go supplement your law firm with as many good virtual assistants as possible. And guess what? We're in the golden age of securing as many of these good virtual assistants as much as possible, because guess what? In 5 years, you're not going to find the incredible good ones that you can find right now. So go grab yours, essentially. And again, you know, VAs sometimes are great, sometimes they're not amazing, but the really good ones, I can tell you, are amazing. I have 2 or 3 that are running law firms, that are managing the entire operations. And something that came out recently out of our Hamid's conversation is a performance manager, a VA that can go check in with all the employees, get exactly how they're doing, and also how the law firm is doing. Give me those metrics, and then there could also be an implementation VA that just say we want to move everybody to HubSpot, so let them move everybody to HubSpot versus us getting involved.
Yeah, Sam, one of the things I always get amazed with when I'm talking to the attorneys who have even 2, 3, 4, 5 different staff, even all the way to 200-300 staff, asking them how many mediocre staff do you have that you're you're working with, and they go, oh my God, don't get me started. And then through the time, they have compromised their level of quality or performance, and they keep lowering it because the staff just don't want to perform to that level. And instead of sort of fixing it, they just lower their standards, lower and lower, to the point where it doesn't matter if this person even shows up anymore, and they're okay with it, which is a problem, which is what we say with the virtual staffing is a zero tolerance policy that I put in our policies. It says, look, they're not meeting up your standard, get rid of them tomorrow. Don't even wait. I don't care how they got there, but they're not performing. You don't have all of those employment issues and employment regulations and unemployment and lawsuits, a bunch of them for.
Hamid had to deal with for 30 years.
Yeah, no good reason, but you get sued anyway just because you basically told somebody I don't need you anymore. So that's been a big conversation with the folks who say, oh, if I get rid of her or him, how am I going to find another one? So I might as well just put up with this person because there's no way I can find another one that quick. So that comes up a lot.
Right. Karina asked, why do you think that they won't be around in 5 years? They'll be around, but less long, there'll be a lot less of the good ones left. It's a pool, right? They always have a pool of something. So the good ones will be taken. So yeah, there'll be less of them. It'll be harder to find them. So yeah, I'm trying to grab as many as I could. So I take them all. There won't be any left for you.
Yeah, that's what we are now in 6 countries, because not even one single country has enough supplies for us.
Yeah. And then Clinton says more law firms will be moving virtual in 5 years. Today was the beginning of that. Yes, exactly. Wonderful. Thank you, Hamid. Again, virtual staffing, website development, social media presence, things like that. A lot of things that you guys do internally, but also a lot of things that you refer out. So we have, Hamid, you want to talk about that? Your relationship with others?
Essentially everything that outside of just practicing the law, which most of the solo practitioners like to do, just dealing with a client and a case, everything else from review collections to maintaining your website, your social media, your monthly newsletter, client retention, something that has become a very effective that I implemented with several law firms myself was building a referral network. So we trained some attorneys who tested this out. So we get a VA and we train them to basically sit on your LinkedIn, your own personal LinkedIn, and do a connection request to every attorney in your state. And then I want to connect. And 90% they connect. And then now you have a whole network of attorneys basically at your disposal. Now you start messaging and setting up. So the VA actually does that, does the connection, then sends them a message in your behalf. It says, hey, John, when we can have a 10-minute conversation and see how we can collaborate. Boy, I did this with the immigration attorney that Sam knows, and he had so many booked, calls with so many attorneys, immigration and other fields, that he got so many referrals from them that he actually slowed down and stopped it because he couldn't handle the calls or the referrals. But it was the cheapest, fastest, most professional way of getting cases through referrals from the other attorneys in the state who either refer out because they don't practice that field or they have cases that they don't handle even in their own practice area that they want to refer out. Like this is very common in employment and the PI, where I have PI firms who don't touch anything less than a $50,000, $75,000 value. And they get a whole bunch of them. So they have 10 law firms who they just refer that out to. And I got, on the other hand, I got a whole bunch of solo practitioners who never want to go to court or anything close to it. So they refer everything out to this litigation houses that only do litigation. So that referral networks works like crazy, but you get some inexpensive labor, like we talked about virtual assistant. They sit there and this is all they do. This is the type of things that every solo practitioner thinks they wish they could have the time or resources to do it, but they never get to do it until they retire. So it's a very inexpensive way to actually build your own network. In my own network, I tested it. I wasn't too much of a linking person, and I gave it to one of my VAs. And now every single week I get a message, you have maxed out on your connection request. So it's just growing like crazy. I'm getting so many people connected. And it's a huge asset, having that many people connected. So every time I'm not looking for a specific lawyer, for a specific location, for a specific thing, I just look at my own connections and I find 5. So it's really helpful.
Amazing. Very cool. Thank you. This is kind of stuff that I get exposed to on Thursdays, just this high level brainstorming. And then quick implementation right after, as soon as I either on the way home, it's already been delegated out, or Friday morning, it's been delegated. Wonderful. All right, let's bring Selena and then Kareen. Selena, join us. Everybody was speaking today.
Hi, everyone. I am Selena Nash. I'm from Florida, South Florida to be exact. I live in Parkland. My firm is in Coral Springs, and I handle real estate. And I roll my eyes because I do litigation, I do transactional, and it has been awful, to say the least, that I'm trying to balance everything. And it is hard to get working staff. So I threw my hands up to say, when you made the comment, I'm that person who's doing absolutely everything, and I am over it, completely over it. So when I started a firm, I still don't do any advertising. So I started a firm with a book of business, and it just never stopped. And it was fine because I was doing everything. I had assistants, but over time, assistants leave, they come, associates come and go. And at this point in my life, I'm just over it. I am working way too much. And yeah, that's my problem. And that's why I joined the program. So it's not going to be a quick fix. I know that. So setting up systems, getting everything in order, hiring VAs, I'm all on board. Right now, you have my full attention. Whatever you say, I'm going to do it. But I still have to try to balance the workload, because I still have a flow of clients that consistent with me. And I don't want to litigate anymore. This is being recorded, so people are going to know I don't want to litigate anymore.
I don't think Hamid for this because I feel like Hamid, you've had so many of these conversations. So what would be your advice to Selena who's burnt out from litigation?
I mean, honestly, I don't think 95% of the attorneys I know, they don't litigate because it is the most misused term, because I'm not the attorney, so I can say this, is that filing a complaint is not litigating. It's like filing applications for immigration. It's not really litigating. The litigating is when you're really prepping for trial, which means you're doing pretty intense discoveries, you're doing analysis, you're getting, expert witnesses, you get all that stuff. That's okay. Now we're litigating, but it's a very loosely used term. So you don't need to litigate. Don't feel bad. 95% they don't do it anyway. So even when they say they're doing it, and I usually
do it.
I usually sit and laugh and say, yeah, sure you do litigation. When was the last time you were in the court? Oh boy, it's been like 7-8 years. Okay.
No. I wish I could say that. I want to say that. I probably had this week alone, I had 4 depositions. Yesterday, it lasted 5 hours. Today, it was like 3.5. And these are all experts in preparation for trial that we're set for in August and October. So yes, I'm over it. I'm truly over it.
So don't feel too bad. But the thing about it is that getting the rest of this process so automated that you don't need, you really, end of the day, you can streamline more than 65% of your practice, that either virtual or automations or technologies or processes and workflows, they want to do it. Because take a look at it next time where you doing a repeat of tasks for the past 20 years, same task that it gets repeated, when it's repeated more than 10 times, it means it can be automated. Okay, but people always think, oh, there's no way I can automate this. Yes, there is. I mean, I know firms and companies who are so automated, it almost looks like nobody works there. It looks like there's a bunch of machines and softwares and things that are just running, and it does work like that. I have attorneys who operate that way. They are truly they're golfing twice a week, and they take so many vacations that makes me sick. But they're doing it because they automate the heck out of it.
I look forward to being one of those attorneys.
Well, they are there. I have them as a client, and I also have the other ones too that they have no life either. But for certain time during your career, what I preach when I have the people coming in as the earliest starters, say, if you want me to help you, commit to not have a life for 3 years. And then we can talk. And after 3 years, we'll go the other direction. We'll start, you can have 10% life and then 90% work, and we can work it out and go that direction. But, when you've been practicing 10, 15, 20 years, you should have a life and not have to just work all the time.
Something I'm going to share also is that everybody, obviously, our most precious thing that we have in our life is our time. And I know Hamid, since 2 years ago, is like, you need to break down how you spend your time across the different law firms, different projects, different things you're working on, for us to know what our ROI is on all these things that you're working on. And I was like, how am I going to figure that out? Like, literally kept telling me 4 times that you need to do this. I'm like, how am I going to figure it out? Well, finally found the solution, and I fell into it a month ago. It's a cool app called Rise. Okay, this is what it looks like. I'll just show you. It's my first time sharing it. It basically automatically tracks your time. So, so let's look at what data it gives us. So this is my Tuesday, a very long day. Maybe let's go to a little bit more of a normal day. Actually, you know what? Let's go to my long day. See what we can learn from it. First piece of data is how many hours you work. You're working way too much that day. You could give yourself like a goal. I want to work 6 hours a week. So I'll give you a percentage based on what your desired work hour per day goal is. So that's the first thing I would look at. Second is it breaks down your categories of different things that you work on, and it categorizes either as a focus work which whatever you want to categorize as focus, whatever that is for you. Meetings, and how often you take breaks. So ideally, obviously, we want to be in as much focus possible. Maybe meetings, I'm willing to give it only to 20% up to my time. I could do meetings, but beyond that, maybe I'm a little bit overboard. And breaks, you're entitled to breaks, so that that should be maybe less than 1 hour a day. Next is it breaks down. By the way, it does this automatically, so it automatically knows that Zoom is a meeting, that a Google Doc is a documenting. If not, you can also you could obviously program it to categorize it for yourself, whatever that makes sense. And then third is basically categorizes all that stuff. So over time, well, that day I spent 2 hours video conferencing. I spent 12% working, which is basically anything that's like considered work. 11% documenting on how long, how many that is. I spent 40 minutes on social media. That's a big no-no, unless maybe that social media was for work, which probably wasn't. So maybe that, that should be solved. So that's the other data. Other than that, it has a full rundown of when you worked. So be conscious of that. When did I start working? So for example, if I look at my, also kind of breaks that down into like weekly and monthly, and also breaks down your sessions, how long you're working on these sessions, etc. So this is one of those things where you kind of just set up on the background, give it like a month or 2 months of data, then in one sitting kind of go through it. Once it has that data, okay, what am I doing too much of? What should I be doing more of? And based on that, you can take actionable steps. This is called the Rise, RIZE .io. I'll put a link if you're, again, I don't think everybody needs it, but if you're somebody I think is like really wants to know what you're spending time on, that is an affiliate link for you to try it out. Right now, I'm in kind of experimental, trying it out for like a month or two. If I get some important things that I learn from and implement, great, I'll keep it. If not, I'll move on. So Selena, I would say for you, this makes total sense for you to just install this and see what comes out after a month of doing this. Some important things will come out of this that we could get a VA to take these things off your hands.
It may give me a heart attack, Sam.
No, it's a good thing. Data, any data is good data, right? I mean,
Yeah, there's no such thing as a bad data unless it was intended to be.
Thank you.
And something I would say to the people that I know, right time at the right place. You're literally at that moment. I'm glad you joined Legal Funnel because you're here at the right time at the right place. So yeah, we're here for you. And we've seen plenty of people who came into us with that problem and being able to structure them correctly for them to get ease of mind in 8 weeks in. Thank you, Selena. All right.
I am open-minded, so all yours.
Good. I love that. Yes, that's been sticking up with us. We need growth-minded people. We need people that are open-minded, open to change, and quick to implement too. All right, Karine, how's it going?
Hello, everyone. So, the issue that I'm dealing with is coming up with for a new offer for a new practice area. When I say new, the practice area has been around for about 9 months. So as of July 1st of last year, the NCAA changed its rules for college athletes. Prior to that date, they could not monetize their name, image, or likeness. They could not make any money while playing for college, and now they can.
Wow.
So I am a trademark and a small business attorney. I am doing a webinar on the 18th of this month to educate people about this, but I want to present an offer at the end. I primarily am a flat fee firm. So what do I include? So I was thinking about including, well, my position is, and through my education, that all these students need to start their own businesses. Just don't get paid, just don't get a check. All the students eventually need to own their own trademarks. So when you look at the contracts, sometimes they'll sign a contract with the agent and they'll say, your trademarks will be transferred to you only if you pay for them and you put it in writing. And these are little loopholes that they're not getting. So I want to consult, I want to help them build their businesses. And I don't know how to offer this. So if anybody has any suggestions for a package, a flat fee offering, I am all ears.
Wonderful. Have you done a webinar before?
Yes,
Okay, great. How many times?
only once. This is gonna be my second.
Wonderful. Do as many as you can. And every time you do, you get better and better. And then
Okay.
good things that you learn. I could give you some resources. Expert Secrets. The book Expert Secrets would be a good one for you to read at this point.
Is that Brunson?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
probably a good one to read. Basically, big gist, you're selling a transformation. So make sure you get the transformation down. You're not
Mhm.
selling the what, you're selling the transformation.
Mhm.
Instigate the problem. So the biggest problems that they have, if they don't do whatever you're about to offer them, that's make sure you drive that in.
Mhm.
And you're not trying to sell them right then and then in the webinar.
Right.
Make sure to drive your call to action is to go book a call. Book a
Okay.
So make sure you get that down. Now about the offer itself, question is, what is the most comprehensive package that you possibly can make that encompasses everything that they possibly need upfront at the beginning of the career to make sure that they're fully protected for the next 5 years? So that's the question I'm gonna give you. You don't have to answer that. It might be something that to meditate on in the morning and to think about it and continue adding to it. Again, the most comprehensive value that you can provide, which includes setting up their business, getting the tax IDs, their paperwork, their this and that, their contract and this and that. That becomes your middle offer.
Okay. What do you think about pricing?
Get to pricing. So first create your middle offer.
Mhm.
Higher offer is that plus a little bit more hands-on, more one-to-ones, more interaction, more intimacy, whatever that is, for a higher price. And then you also have a lower offer, which is kind of do it yourself, essentially. You don't want people to doing that, but just in case, you have that as a downsell too. For the most part, most people are going to choose option B. Some people may choose option C. So that would be your offer. Your pricing is based on value. So not based on how long it takes you to do this, but based on what the value is, hopefully in the thousands of dollars, hopefully. If people can't afford it, you have installment plans. So make sure you have an installment plan. And make sure, it's a good number. It's not something for a couple $100 or $1,000,
Okay. I was thinking $9.99, but now I'm like, oh.
No. This is the career. This is the beginning of the entire career and the livelihood. So no, this valued a lot higher than that.
Okay.
Yeah, I could give you some more resources beyond what I just shared with you, but that would be a very good start for you to explore. Also throw some other advice and things. Anyway, this is like offer building stuff. Another good book is by who's the $100 million offer. The book is called, I believe it's called $100 million offer. $100 million offer book. Yeah, this one, the one. Alex Dermozy. This would be a very good book for you to read as well for offer building.
Okay. 100. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
That
Offer
definitely helps.
building, comprehensive kind of thing. Yeah. It's fun. You do it once, you're gonna get some success from it. You do a third webinar, it's gonna be even more successful. And the more you do it, your conversion rate's gonna go up higher. Once you set on a couple of clients, you'll talk to them, you understand their pain points better, you refine the messaging inside your webinar. The more you do this, I think you're onto something. Stick to it. I think you can make an entire livelihood just on this.
How many webinars do you think I should do? Like once a week, twice a month, once a month?
Once a month, which is like 2 or 3 weeks of marketing for it. And then you do it. And then after that, there's 1 week of promoting the recording or, passing it on, sharing it. But if you can do it once a month for the next 6 months and come back to us and see how well you did, if you stuck to that, that'll be amazing.
All right. Thank you.
But you're onto something. Just stick to it. This is it.
All right. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Yodel, I don't know if you left or not. I would love to have you come. Yodel left, unfortunately. Yeah, she's an amazing superstar. I wish I could get her to talk. But let's go to Brent and then Olivia.
Hi, Sam.
How's it going?
Good. Great to see you again. So I've been starting to get into the Quora that you had recommended that I do, and I found some interesting things. I wanted to dig deeper into the. First of all, to introduce myself, I'm Brent Whitlock. I'm a lawyer primarily focusing on intellectual property and business entity formation and maintenance, as well as expanding into some other areas that are relevant to entrepreneurs. So I started looking into the Quora, and I think initially I chose too many topics just because I have so many interests. But on some of the areas specifically relating to intellectual property law, a lot of the questions seem like, they have answers, and I wasn't sure if there like a way that I should filter so that I only see questions that haven't been answered, have few answers, and just answer those, or should I just pick and choose the questions I like regardless of how many answers already exist?
One more time.
All right, one more time. So when I'm in Quora and I see questions that have answers already,
Okay.
should I be somehow filtering to find questions that have no answers yet and answer those? Or should I just find the questions that I want to answer and answer them regardless of how many questions or how many answers already exist?
Answer regardless of what's out there already. And it's more about your intent, just adding as much value regardless of the numbers, regardless of what's going on outside of you. That you can control. The results you can control, and you'll be surprised by the results. Sometimes the one that you're like didn't expect, when there's already 15 different answers there, for some reason yours 2 days later becomes the most popular answer.
Okay.
That's where you get 80% of your Quora leads from. So you may have missed that if you didn't do it because you thought they were two good things. So again, just be a robot when it comes to your actions. Just do it regardless of what it is. A lot of people on social media don't do it because, by the way, when people start doing social media or marketing, especially social media, your first posts are not a good example of how well you're doing, because whenever most people that like or engage your posts are doing it based on who you are, not based on how the post is. So you could experiment. If you haven't posted in a while and just go post something nice, you'll get a lot of comments and a lot of engagement. You're like, wow, this is amazing. But over time, as you do it, it tapers off. People stop caring or they get used to it. But most people, because based on the numbers, they stop. I stopped getting likes, so people don't want to see this anymore. But somebody comes in as a robot. I'm going to post anyways. I'm going to post every day. I don't care how many likes it gets, how many comments it gets, whether people see or not. My intent is good. I'm still going to add value there. Those people are the successful ones because they're the ones that stayed consistent enough with it to get results 6 months later, versus 90% of the people who stopped doing it. So just continue forward. Make a goal for yourself up front. I would say like Quora, again, long-term game, like 93 months of just consistently doing it will bring you good results. So yeah, just keep at it.
All right, sounds good.
Nice. What else is going on?
Aside from that, I have some interesting things that I'm working on, but I'm going to I'm going to fork my funnel in the sense. I'm going to have one funnel that's oriented more towards the entrepreneur and another funnel that's oriented more towards towards businesses, like established businesses, because there's an ad that's going to be going out, which is going to a large group of people that have established businesses. And so I want them going into a funnel that's relevant for them, as opposed to one that's relevant for entrepreneurs.
Wonderful. You know what to do.
Yep, that's right. I know what to do. I learned how to do it from you. So
wonderful. Great. Thank you, Brent.
All right. Thank you.
And Brent still has the best microphone in the game. I was still, every time I share my microphone, I was thinking about you, Brent. Leah, before you go, what is that mic Alex is asking?
It's a Samson Q2U.
Q2. You want to share the link to anybody? Leah, if you're there, I'd love to have you come on before you leave, if you hear this. If not, we'll go to Olivia. Let's bring Olivia. How's it going, Olivia?
Oh, trying to unmute. Good. I am an estate planning attorney And well, and I also do special needs planning, long-term care planning, and unfortunately, estate administration as well. And I think that I recently just left my old law firm, and so I'm out on my own. I've only been out on my own for 3 months now. So my biggest issue right now is trying to become, I mean, the issue that everybody has, trying to become profitable with the limited number of hours that I can work. However, I have a caveat, not a caveat, more an additional issue in that I am limited in the number of hours I work due to a number of health issues. So I need to figure out how to stop trading time for money all the time and figure out how to be not be the person that does everything, basically Selena's issue as well, but just I've got a much smaller amount of time. And I've also wondered about the viability of actually selling informational products related to the law. So I've looked into that. I've been discouraged by some people from doing that, but would love to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I think so many hours is wasted with just one insight that I'll share with you. So let's tap into that first. Selling information, lawyers selling information to people, right? Right, Olivia? Something I also, when I got exposed to this whole world of online stuff, like I was selling information. Oh, can I create a course for entrepreneurs who are looking to start their online business, right? Right. That's not such a crazy idea. Everybody wants to start their business. I could create a course on this. However, after going through it, conclusion I came up with, most people just want to get it done. If it's a service, people just want it. So nobody wants to learn about it, especially when it comes to starting your business. So people are going to look to hire LLC services versus learning about how to start your LLC on your own.
Sure.
What was the course that you were thinking about offering?
So, for example, with probate administration, I hate doing probate administration, and there are things that people can do where they really don't need an attorney, because I'm already the ones stepping them through the process, and they usually have to do a lot of it anyway because they're the administrator, and so I'm basically just the guide telling them what to do. So I was thinking, well, I keep repeating myself over and over again to these people. So there's got to be a way to, I don't know, make an informational product of somehow.
How many different services do you offer right now?
So estate planning and estate administration are the main categories. Under estate planning, I do special needs and long-term care planning.
Got it. And
if that makes sense.
Which one brings in most of your revenue?
Estate planning is more profitable, but estate administration is more consistent, if that makes sense. There are higher profit margins in estate planning, but estate administration, people feel the urgency more because somebody has died, whereas in estate planning, they're like, we can do that later.
So let's tap into estate planning right now. Something that I think estate planners need to do is to tap into the who more than the what. Okay, you're always with estate planning is like, well, I could offer different services, things like that. Instead, I will focus on the who can I serve, okay, and how can I create a online community of those people.
Mm-hmm.
So just to give you some ideas, moms or people that love horseback riding or people that are into productivity. That's the who. So imagine you create an online community of these types of people and you become a good, useful, valuable person to that community. And you happen to be an estate planning lawyer that makes sure that everybody has an estate planning set up for them, for their family.
Sure. Sure. So I have decided to focus a lot on special needs planning. And so I do have a Facebook group for special needs families and resources for them in Virginia. So the name is like resources for special needs families in Virginia or something like that.
Amazing. Okay, so that is definitely great. Amazing. You're on the right path. But see if you can expand that to multiple states, make it broader for anybody who needs it in the US, get as many people in as you can, and take over that entire scene and produce as much content on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram to get as many people into this group. Then at the same time, build out referral relationships. Sammy is the king of this, build out referral relationships with other estate planning lawyers in other states to still get a piece of the action through referrals.
Okay.
Virginia by itself for this is probably, I don't know how big the market is. I'm not sure how big that is, but obviously it'll be much bigger if you can offer to everybody in the entire US.
Yeah, Sam, I want to add something to Olivia. Because,
Yeah,
by the way, thank you for your email for how I got that. The biggest thing about estate planning is a referral, and your referral comes from wealth management and accountants who deal with the high value clients, high asset clients, actually have an estate to plan. So your entire focus of the lead generation is building a referral network of every accountant, CPAs, and wealth management, and in the financial industries, brokers, real estate brokers. There are people who are continuously buying real estate with the same broker, and they know that they have like 6 properties. These are the people who can give you the referral because now they have a state to plan it. So it works much better than any kind of advertising and lead generation. I will get yourself or whoever you can get, just like I talked about the referral network, building that referral networks of hundreds, if not thousands, of these accountants and brokers and real estate folks. And there's a lot of, by the way, another niche market for your estate planning is the agencies and companies who do property management. A lot of the wealthy who is in real estate market, they have like office buildings, have residential properties, multi-unit properties, and they have the same property management organization who is managing 50 of their properties.
Yeah.
They're the one who need to do estate planning, right? So if you connect with them and getting referrals from them and incentivize them to actually giving you a referral, and you can do that even completely kosher by putting your brochure on their desk or on their website. It entitles them to get the referral fee because now you're paying as a marketing fee. So there is a lot of ways to incentivize your referral network and keep a network building. But your entire business is based on referral networks.
Okay, so it's a marketing. So kind of the rights to put your marketing materials on their property, basically.
Yeah, look, if you like I did it with the PI firm where they had a problem paying chiropractors for referrals or referral fees, put the brochures on their desk and have the receptionist handing it off and getting them leads, and they paid for that brochure residing on their desk. So they got a monthly fee for just carrying the brochure on their desk. But in any shape or form that you're incentivizing the referrals for giving you the referrals in any shape or form, in a form of the marketing expenses, you can get a lot of referral from them. And you gotta be managing them. I always say about the referral development, I would say on the high-end stuff, somebody who every year gives you a Rolex watch on your birthday, every single year. How do you treat that person going out through the entire year who sends you a Rolex watch every year? You give them a lot of attention and love, and you call them and check up on them. But people in the law industry, they get all these referrals and they treat it like, oh, well, thank you, John. I mean, what do you mean, thank you, John? He just gave you a $40,000 case. Thank you, John. And he gives you 5 or 10, 20 cases a year. And you just say, thank you, John. I mean, come on. You need to do better than that.
It was a systematic way.
Sending you the Rolex watch every year.
systematic way to do referrals. I think a lot of people, like right now you're talking about it, like, because you know the system, we've done it so many times. We need to, I mean, I think me and you need to put this in some structure. One is to be done, creating some protocols. If somebody that wants to implement a referral system, how to get that done.
Sure,
I feel like-
absolutely.
yeah. So I already know what that system is because I've been through it with you, but I need to get that down on paper and not be able to share, you know, with our lawyers.
Absolutely.
So I'll work on that with you.
Awesome.
Yeah. Other thing I'm going to share with you, Olivia, is it's very important for you to work on productivity mindset stuff. A really good resource for that I will share with you is an amazing book called The One Thing. The best book.
Ooh, I have it, and it's, oh my goodness, it's
Amazing.
next to my bed.
Okay, great. Start reading that.
I
Really
literally just started it.
amazing. Looks like I read it in 2016, so it's been 6 years, but a lot of the principles and things you use on a daily basis, especially I'm obsessed with this 80-20. Once I started learning this 80-20 idea, I think it was like early on when I met Hammy, I'm like, as soon as we share something, I'm like, yeah, this is the 80-20 of it. It's like, yeah. So this whole idea of 80-20 is, you know, what are the small parts of your data that brings in most of your results, and then just go focus on that and just ignore the bottom stuff. Don't get worried about, you know, satisfy everybody and every lead and everything, and then just go focus on these top people. So yeah, just understand these and apply into your life.
Awesome. Will do.
Olivia, all right. I know you're considering legal funnel. I think you definitely need some structure to kind of lay out the steps for you. Everybody needs it, because again, I got this from Hamid. I got the structure, so like this is the things, and then once I said, I'm like, wait, it's much easier when you follow along somebody. Okay, now can I create the same program for other people? So yeah, you definitely need that. So join us, please. Wonderful. All right, so let's bring on, who are we bringing on next? I'm just going around my little thing. We got Alex. By the way, I'm sorry if I call you Alex, even though your full name is Alexandra. I'm just so used to Alex.
You know what? It goes. Either one is totally fine. I typically like both of them. So it's like whatever feels more natural to the speaker is just a fine way to go.
Appreciate it. Alex.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know if I have any specific questions. I mean, you know, I could just mention to everyone on the call that I am actually part of Legal Funnel. I started, what is it, Calenda now, maybe about 4 weeks ago, give or take.
I don't know, you're moving like lightning.
I'm going fast, right? Well, that's the thing. I'm just like, I'm 4 weeks into the program. I started a little bit behind a lot of the students who started, and then just like I love the material so much, you know, and was just kind of so captivated, like, and I'm so interested just in like kind of building this structure with basically an instruction manual and an instructor to be there and kind of tell you how to build the airplane while you're flying it, so to speak. It's been great. So I've really enjoyed that. And I just like last night, or I think last night I finished what I would call the first draft of the funnel that I've set up. And it was hard, you know, it was like a challenging process to go through everything. And I'm very particular about language I like to use, things like that. But I'm feeling accomplished this morning, but I'm not feeling satisfied, right? Because I know that one of the principles are it's never finished, right? There's always an opportunity to improve it based on feedback that you're getting. So I had a good experience with that this morning with Calenda. We spoke earlier today. And so, you know, my plans for this evening are actually digging right back into the funnel and making the changes that we've discussed. So it's all good.
I love it. So 2 things. One is Alex is a typical personality that we love in our program. Growth-minded, malleable to change, quick implementer. And we could usually tell very early on who those people are. You're definitely an epitome of that. So we love that. Second is I don't want you to fall into the trap of refining your funnel over and over. Because the funnel is just where you send people to, but even more importantly is how you get people to the funnel. So I want you now just put the funnel good, you know, and I know you set up you submitted the lead automation setup intake thingy, so that will be set up for you too. And then now I want you for the next couple of months, just focus on the client source, traffic source, all that stuff. Get obsessed with that, which we'll be talking about next week. There's a whole lot to learn and implement there. So just change your entire focus now to that. entirely.
Sure.
Also,
He
yeah, Kalinda.
he changed the color to all black and no testimonials. Like, would you let him do it all black, or would you change it back to the colors that were in the legal funnel to begin with?
Whatever he likes.
Okay.
Hey, no, there are testimonials, by the way. I understand I understand the importance of validation. I don't have my issue right now, Sam, is that because I just recently started my firm as well, so this is me just trying to accelerate, and I don't have many testimonials to work with. So one of the challenges in the video was me kind of stretching the one really awesome testimonial that I do have that's on Google right now, stretching that out, just kind of helping me do a little bit more work with it until I can get to the point where I've collected a bunch more, like you're encouraging us to do.
If you have to offer your services or things for free or whatever to get a client, to get a testimonial, do that.
Okay.
And look to get a video testimonial if you can, because you're going to be working so very closely with them.
Gotcha.
So get a testimonial, which you will. And yeah, that'll be enough for you. You'll get it. Everybody has to start off somewhere. Everybody starts off with 0. Don't forget. I had 3 reviews when I started collecting my reviews. So you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Again, you have the right mentality to your implementer. You got everything you need to do well in life. So you're fine. Amazing. Very good. All right, so let's bring on who hasn't spoke yet. Let's bring Amanda on. Amanda, let's bring both Amanda and Kalinda on at the same time. Even though
well, here comes trouble.
So Amanda,
Power team.
Share with us your story. How'd you get here, and tell us with any epiphanies or things that from talking to lawyers all day long. Anything that could share with them. Let me give you the intro for you. Amanda is one of our legal fund advisors. She's been talking to lawyers for, I believe, 14 years. And she talks to lawyers all day long. And there's a lot more similarities than differences, right? This
Makes me sound crazy. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll let you take it away from here.
I have been talking to lawyers. Well, not exclusively. There was some departures, but it's definitely been a long time. And so how did I get here? I got hired at Nolo back when Nolo was still a wonderful company before it was bought by the devil. And so it was a publisher, and it had, this incredible staff. It was all lawyers, and the place was running with dogs. And I had a dog then. I got dog benefits as a perk. It's a benefit to work there. But that's where I learned. That's kind of where I got my chops. I just was talking to lawyers all day and learning about their lives and what the challenges were. And plus working at Nolo, but when it was publishing books about all these different aspects of the law for educated consumers. So it wasn't like do your own divorce or avoid the lawyers. It was get your power on before you choose a lawyer. And this is what you're going to be facing, and these are the steps. And the books were all written by lawyers, and it was a great job. And I worked on one of the first lawyer directories on the internet. And they had a very strong URL, which had a page rank of 7, which was a big deal back then with page ranks. Remember those? And Google had page ranks. So I felt very proud to be sort of headhunting and scouring the yellow pages, the online yellow pages, and a couple of other kind of business directories to find attorneys that might want to be on the Nolo website to be offered to their treasured audience. And they had to be really good. They had to pass through all these hoops. They had to fill out an online profile with a picture and tell us about themselves, which was unheard of. This was before FindLaw or anything. So it was groundbreaking and it was exciting. And I got to get these sort of brinksmanship chops, with attorneys, because there was scarcity. There were only 3 spots. They had to be good enough to come and pay to be on the website. And it was really a great education. And I got a lot of respect for how hard lawyers work and how important you all are. keep our world together. So it felt like I was helping the world by helping lawyers win. And that has never left me. So I just keep getting more deeper and more knowledgeable about all the little twists and turns of different practice areas and learning more and more every day. And I just find it really rewarding, especially now with Sam, because then when Nolo went to the dogs, well, not dogs, they're not good enough to be dogs. When Nolo went to the devil, I left. I got really discouraged, even though the big companies were headhunting me and offering me so much money. I just felt really discouraged that the landscape was really not serving lawyers very well. And I was invited back to startup world with my old boss from Nolo, which is how I met Kalinda, which is how I met Sam. So that's kind of a one arc of the story. It's a pretty long story. So, but I do love the connection, and I love where it started.
Amazing. Can you share one epiphany for lawyers? If you could scream at the top of your lungs, just one thing that would make a big impact in their life, what would it be?
Give thanks to what brought you here. Pay more attention to mentors. Get out of your own head. Those are 3 things, but I think some attorneys just get so caught up that they forget to remember that there are people all around them probably that can really help steer them. Talk to their elders, talk to their children, talk to the taxi drivers. I mean, there's wisdom everywhere. And to keep their minds open to being open to really changing their directions. I think that would be good. They just get so not cowed by, but really they're forced to stay in the track, and it can really them, I think.
I love that. Be open-minded, be open to change. Doesn't matter what age you are, where you're in life, what you're doing, life always constantly changes. It's built into creation. Actually, in Judaism, there's a theory in like Kabbalah that everything is constantly recreated every moment. Every moment is a recreation, which also means that everything has a life to it and everything is constantly changing. What worked yesterday and 6 months before doesn't work. It doesn't have to work, and it probably doesn't work. So you have to constantly be innovative, constantly change, constantly try new things. Unfortunately, I know it's very exhausting to constantly things change, like this thingy that was working before now it doesn't work and I have to try something new.
No.
Yes, because that's what life is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We have to it's God challenging us to constantly think about life, think about what's around us, and constantly improve ourselves. That's ultimately, I think, the whole point of creation. So ever changing.
Well said.
Yeah.
But it's hard for lawyers to do that. I mean, because they depend on the institution, right? They're there to defend it and work within it and turn it to their own purpose, to work their magic on it, to make the law work, serve their clients and themselves, and to find those cracks and ways through, which is so interesting and adventurous, but there's a lot at stake. So it's hard for them to realize that they can pivot like that.
Absolutely.
So it's an ongoing conversation.
Yeah, for sure. We could probably talk about this subject going on deep.
I know, we can just go on and on. So but thank you that was a good question. Thank you, Sam.
Let's call it the same question. If there is one advice that you could scream to that, this one you could probably rant.
Here we go.
I'll let you take the stage and I'm going to walk away.
All right. Talking to lawyers, this is the number one thing that happens all day long. I hear I can't. And then they litigate. They try to prove that they can't. Problem is, when you see the evidence on the back end that it can be done, it changes the game. And not knowing what you don't know is literally the biggest problem. So we've seen it work a ton of times. And the coolest thing is I see Elena and I see Brett and I see who else is in here? Hamid.
Alexander.
And I'm telling you, at the beginning, before you guys started, is not the same as the knowledge you have at the end, right? Am I right? The things that couldn't be done have been done, right? And so for that, I'm super excited for the attorneys that are going in to the next session, because I know that in 8 weeks, your lives are going to be totally different. And that's why I'm here. That's why I stick around. I feel like I've been here forever.
Not long enough. Amazing. Thank you, Kunda. And then lastly, I want to bring Kurt on. I can't wait too long. I promised my wife I would be back. I break my promise to her. Kurt, let's have you join us. Kurt is our newest team member, business development. Kind of get into the thick of things. Things already, you joined, things are already going. So you're trying to catch on to this train that's already going 85 miles per hour. So how's it going? And what is one thing that you would love to share with us?
85 miles an hour. This thing's moving at over 200 miles an hour, almost the speed of light we're getting there, it seems like. But the one thing that I've caught on to since I've joined the team, and honestly, it's a big thing, and it's one that I had to learn the hard way, just as recently as a couple of years ago, and that's overcome your ego. This is one thing that it's done for you, of everything I've learned of it so far. Be coachable, be trainable, and be savvy to the ever-changing, ever-evolving atmosphere of this life now, because that's what it is. That's what it feels like. And this, just a quick plug for me. This is a major step for me, and I'm happy to be here and happy to be where I can help attorneys like you simplify their life, shorten their work week, and increase their bottom line. And it's great. So be ever changing, be ever evolving. Nothing stays the same, and that's the only constant is change. That's my take.
Nice. Very good. Thank you, Kurt. All right. So any last words, Hamid?
No, it's amazing. It looks like again goes back to the problems being the same common problems with everybody. And I think when you step back, you can see that the solutions are much simpler and easier than you think. If you don't make it a big thing, it's really not that bad or not that big. You mentioned about doing a book. I actually was just telling Sam, I'm publishing a book also about how to scale your firm. And
what is it called? What's the book called, I mean?
It's called How to Scale Your Stupid Firm.
That's literally what it's called.
That's what it's going to be called. And
yes,
the reason I picked that name is that after I meet the attorneys, again, any level, any size, after we get to know each other, we get sort of friendly, then the conversation changes into, how do I fix this stupid HR problem? Or how do I fix this stupid lead management thing? And then this marketing thing. And I hear the word stupid a lot as far as it's like, so I said, well, just call it the stupid practice, because we need to fix the stupid practice, make it a smart practice. So that's what it came about.
Nice. Both of our books coming soon. We both working at the same time. Virtual Law Firm Secrets and How to Scale Your Stupid Practice, right? Best books on the blog. Cool. All right, so that should do it. So let's just go around. So who do we have here again? Thank you for joining us, Majdi, Kurt, Olivia, Brent, Selena, Karine, Elena, Kalinda, Alex, Amanda, Joel. We didn't get to see you on camera. Shoshana and Leah, we didn't get to see you. Pleasure. We try to do these once every 2 months, right before we start our sessions. Lot of work being done behind the scenes to refine our processes, make it the best possible program for lawyers. We're constantly nonstop, throughout the entire day, we're communicating internally with me, Amanda, Shoshana, Kurt, to really make the best program. Again, long-term, we're not here, we're not going anywhere. And yeah, we're playing the long-term game. So great to have all of you. I hope you guys, I don't know if anybody who drank was just me and Hamid or anybody else. I hope you guys had a good time. And hopefully we'll see you inside the program. If not, please come to these. Every time you see the emails for these, just please join us. It's always fun. And yeah, I look forward to seeing your success and your growth. Everybody.
Welcome to all the new
Thank you,
people.
everybody.
Yeah, and welcome to all the new people.
Welcome, new
Selena,
people.
inside, and anybody else who's joined. We'll see you. We'll see you soon. See you.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys.